Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Julianne. If you're new and have not subscribed, then click on the subscribe button, and after the subscribe button click on the bell so you do not miss a video when I post. All my videos are very informative, so let's get into this one. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a silicone mold. And the reason I do not buy silicone molds is because, one, they are too expensive. The cost of one silicone mold can make me 4 silicone molds, so why should I don't know. Another reason I make my own silicone molds is because they make my candles unique to me. Not only my piping techniques unique to me, my silicone molds are unique to me because if another person makes exactly the same silicone mold as me, it is never going to come out the same way. That's why I make my own silicone molds. This is an Oreo cookie that I made out of the silicone mold. It's a stack of Oreo cookies. To know how I make my silicone molds and what I use for my silicone molds, then let's head onto my work table and make some silicone molds. Loyalty in my blood. This is basically all you need to make a silicone mold apart from the strawberries. I'm going to bring out the strawberries from the freezer right when it's time to stick it into the mold. I want them to be rock solid so that they don't blend with the silicone glue. So I'm using this corn flour. You can use corn flour or cornstarch, but I prefer to use corn flour, and this is the brand I'll be using. I'm going to be making a mold out of Fruit Loops, although I have Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops here, and a mold out of Cookie Monster. This is the silicone glue I use. I don't use a white silicone glue, I use clear silicone glue. I don't know how the white will come out, but this is the one that I prefer. This right here is a caulking gun. This is needed to push the silicone out of the tube, and I'm going to be showing you how to use it right now. You don't press on this. This pushes the silicone out. Press on this right here and pull on this, then insert your silicone and press on this again with your thumb and then push back down. That's all. Our silicone is ready to be used. I'm using this yellow color because I made this Cheerio mold and I love the color that came out of it, so I'm going to be using this yellow color again. Very tiny bit of it. Let's begin. Right now I'm pumping the silicone out of the tube. Very little goes a long way. That's something you should remember when making silicone molds. Like I said, I'm just going to be adding very tiny color to this because it is liquid, so that my mold doesn't not take form. You get what I mean? So you want to mix this in properly. Make sure that the color combines real good with the silicone and it does not separate. Make sure the color is evenly mixed into this. So go ahead and mix it properly. As you can see, I'm taking my time to mix this properly. Now I'm putting in some flour to thicken it up. I'm setting aside some flour because I'm going to be adding it in bits. So you don't want to go ahead and put in all the flour at once, otherwise you just have a rock solid mold that you can't stick anything into. You want to add the flour in bits and mix it real good. Now a pointer for you is, when you're making your silicone molds, make sure that you have your masks on or you're doing it outside because it stinks really bad, and also it gets really messy, so you want to have gloves on for this. I'm back again with some flour, mixing it real good because I can see that it is beginning to stick to the mixing bowl. So we have to add in some flour and make it form into a ball so it doesn't stick to the bowl again. So let's get to mixing. Now it's getting really thick. I'm opening up my cookies so I can set them aside to stick them immediately into the mold when it's ready. These cookies look really good. Perfect shape, perfect size. I love these cookies. All right, so our silicone mold should almost be ready right now. Yes, it is. Can you see how thick it is now? It is really thick, almost like goody caramel. Now I'm coating the work table with some flour so that when I press the silicone mold onto the table, it doesn't stick to the table. It comes off easily. I'm just going to put in some more flour so I can easily remove it from the bowl. Nice. That looks so good. That looks really good. We're going to knead this into a ball, so we're coating it with flour to knead it. You don't want to press on it too much, otherwise it will get really sticky and really messy and no mold. So mold it on gently. Make sure you have flour on your work table and make sure you have flour on your hand so that it doesn't stick everywhere. Now I'm going to take the cookie and I'm going to press it in. Make sure to press this part with all the cookie chips and everything face down, so that when you try to make a cookie out of this mold, it takes the right form and not flat on its back. Perfect. We're done with our cookie mold. Now I think we should make Fruit Loops mold. So let's go in with our silicone again, some color, and mix that in properly. I'm going to mix that in real good. Now I have to mold it into a ball. Just repeat the same process as the cookie mold. We have a fine ball now. What we're going to do is press this one flat on the table so that we can press our molds individually into it. Fruit Loops look so good. I feel like the mold is going to come out well defined. So now what I'm doing is just sticking this into the silicone and molding it in shape. I'm just going to fit in all the spaces I can with these Fruit Loops. Looks about fine to me. Perfect. Let's go on to our strawberry mold. This time around I decided to go with blue because I already have 2 yellow colors, so let me show you something different. So I want to mix this in real good so that the color blends in perfectly. Then I go in with my flour again, repeating the same process as the cookie mold and the Fruit Loops. This is the strawberry, and I'm just going to press it in there and make sure that the sides are sealed and there are no leakages. Making another cookie mold, and that's about it, guys. This is basically all. The cookie mold is ready, the Fruit Loops mold is ready. This is what it looks like after everything is complete. It's so beautiful, perfect. So guys, you don't need to break the bank to get yourself a silicone mold. I just made 4 silicone molds out of the cost of 1 silicone mold. This is very cost efficient and it doesn't take a lot of time, honestly. It took me about 20 to 30 minutes to make all 4 molds. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like. If you have any questions, be sure to drop comments and I'll be answering every question individually. I love you. Bye.